what did you do? I just can't get enough. Too caught up in your love. Stop thinking about you.
Hey guys, so I'm here bringing you something a little bit different today. If you watch my shorts, you kind of have an idea of what this video is going to be about. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to kind of highlight some brands out there and be a little bit more brand specific without really doing a review video, but giving you guys a tutorial video. So we're calling this series Out of the Box. So what's gonna happen is every week you're gonna see a second video come up, and this video is gonna be an out of the box video. And I will let you guys know in the shorts beforehand. We're gonna be doing some voting and things like that on which wig brand you guys wanna see me use in a video. So you'll know who I'm gonna be doing that week. And then what's gonna really happen is I'm gonna pull that wig out. I've got the first one right behind me, and I'm just gonna take it and I'm gonna show you all the things that I would do to this wig that I've just purchased before I feel like it's good to go to wear on my head. Because there's always things that I'm gonna do differently to every single wig depending on what that wig needs. So this is not really gonna be, like I said, a review video. I'm not gonna be sitting there talking about the pros and cons and things like that. I'm really just gonna show you how this wig works in real life and what you're gonna have to do to it if you get, you know, a wig potentially from this brand or this brand or this person. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into this. The first wig that I'm gonna be doing is, like I said, this one right behind me, and this wig is from Emo Wigs. All right, so as you can see, you're gonna go ahead and grab that brush and your concealer, pick something that is close to the skin tone that kind of matches your scalp. Usually I go like a shade lighter than what I would wear on my face just because my scalp usually isn't tan. So you're gonna go ahead and take that, and you can see that I'm going very, very lightly in the brush, with the brush. You wanna kind of touch and dab the brush onto the applicator and go very, very light because this blonde is so white and blonde. I don't want it to bleed through because then I'm gonna have to clean it up with makeup remover, and it's just gonna be a whole nother step. So to avoid that, very, very light hand. You can always add a little bit more. And then you're gonna see that I'm taking my finger and I'm doing that little pinching motion. Put my fingers pinched in between the lace, and you're just gonna kind of blend it in with your hands. You can use a beauty blender if you want. I just find that this is very precise. I can get in really close. The width of my fingers are pretty much the width of like the part area that I'm working with, and it just alleviates the most mess. So that is my recommendation, but there are other ways you can do this as well. So now you can see that the part is just gonna be a little bit more bold and defined, and you're not gonna see kind of all those little white hairs because this part wasn't plucked a whole lot, but because it's blonde, I don't really feel like I need to go in and pluck. I can just put some concealer over it and hide it. So you can go in and pluck as well, but then I feel like you'd have to add the concealer anyway. Extra step for no reason. All right, so the next thing I wanna do before I put this on my head to see if I need to adjust the ear tabs or anything like that before we cut the lace off is I wanna go ahead and run my heat comb through it, because as you can see from packaging and from shipping and the heat and everything, it's kind of got some kinks going on here from where it was folded, and just, I want this to be pin straight because it's gonna look so good like that. So we're gonna take my heat comb and we're gonna run it through. All right, so you first want to make sure you check that this wig that you are getting is heat safe. This one is heat safe, but I am gonna start out super low because not all heat safe wigs are heat safe to the same temperature. I personally have dealt with tons and tons of heat safe wigs, and I always feel like 300 is a safe place for pretty much the majority of the heat safe wigs that I use. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off at 300, but I am also gonna go ahead and check down here in the bottom on a strand first, just to make sure. So we're just gonna run this through kind of in the bottom. I can already tell this is gonna be fine. To be honest with you, I might go up a little bit higher, but I wanna start out with this first just to see if this will get the kinks out. So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to try to really focus on this area right here because it was where it was folded in the bag. And we're just gonna try to get this nice and smooth. And to do this, you're just gonna run this through very lightly. And you wanna kind of continue to go like in a faster motion, just so you're not holding it. It's kind of like when you're ironing a shirt. Like this is the same fibers as some clothes you have in your closet. So treat it like you're ironing a shirt. You don't wanna hold any heat over a shirt for too long of a period of time, or you're gonna leave like a mark in there, and that's exactly what'll happen if you do the same thing with heat on a wig. This is also gonna be a great thing for you to do just on any straight wig like this before you hang it up at night. It helps keep the fibers nice and silky soft. It's gonna help just keep it detangled. So this is gonna be very helpful with this wig over time as well. All right, so before we cut the lace on this wig, I want to throw it on and I want to check and see if I need to take any of the ear tab off, how the wig fits. This would also be a great kind of time to see if it's really big in the back, if I need to do any reconstructing of the cap whatsoever before I cut the lace off, because it's just so much easier to make those modifications when you have lace to use to pin the wig down. So I'm looking at this and I actually want to say this wig fits me very, very well. I run small. I probably should wear petite wigs, but I refuse to not buy a wig because it looks beautiful, even if it's not in my size, because I'm just gonna make it fit or I'm gonna wear it big, I don't care. But this one really fits me really well. I have no hair under here, so a lot of times I have a really large amount of extra space back here because that's kind of where you would put your hair. And this one is completely snug on my head. So this wig definitely does run, I would say, more on the petite side if you are looking at getting it. Let's go ahead and look at these ear tabs now and just kind of see where they sit. And I really honestly don't think I need to cut them at all, because it feels like once I cut that lace off, this is sitting right here in front of my ear. If I tuck, it's not flapping up or anything. And this wig also has those little bars in them by the ears to just help keep it flat and not flap up. So that also helps just kind of lay it down. So I don't think we need to cut ear tabs. So we're just gonna go right in and we're gonna cut the lace off of this, and we are gonna leave the baby hairs on. All right, so the last thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna take a detangling brush, preferably mine right here, and you're gonna brush that wig out. You wanna make sure you get any of those extra hairs. When you do lace cut, you're always gonna cut some little knots. I always miss some, no matter how hard I try. And I just wanna brush this wig out really well just to make sure there isn't any loose hair. It helps just with fallout and with shedding, because that's going to always happen with synthetic wigs as well, especially the first couple times that you wear them. All right, so I just want to go ahead and throw this wig on just to show you guys how I would put it on as well, because I know I get asked that a lot. So I'm taking my wig grip here. You can use any wig grip that you like. I'm just going to throw that on just for some added security. And then I'm going to go in and I've adjusted my little straps back here to where I feel like they should be good and they're going to fit nice and snug. Put that wig on your forehead and then take that little comb in the back and tuck it right underneath that wig grip. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take these little combs that are right here on the side and go ahead and just tuck those under too, because I want this to be nice and secure without having to glue it down or anything. And this way I can wear it all day without any issues. So now it is hooked in. And then we're just gonna position it where we feel like it fits really good and it's right where you want it to kind of look natural. It's weird, I don't know how to describe it, but when you put a wig on, you kind of just wanna play with it and start scooting it around, and it'll get to like that perfect spot. And all of a sudden you go, oh, that's it, that's where I want it to be. And it'll look really good and it'll look like it's where it needs to be on your head. And then the last little thing we're gonna do is, because of all that flipping we just did, I'm gonna take my brush one more time and I'm just gonna smooth this wig out. It is a straight wig, so that is gonna just show a little bit more than like a curly one would. We could have just played with it and it would have been fine. Oh, this is like the perfect fall wig. I feel like this wig is like fall. I'm ready for spooky season now. All right, and there we go. So this is this wig. She is good to go. I feel like I could walk out the door and I would be all right with it. And I don't think anyone would know, except for the fact that it is a pretty unachievable, unattainable hair color. So I'll probably have to tell people that they can't really do this to their hair. It is a wig, but it looks really good. So let me know in the comments below if there are any companies out there that you would like me to do as part of this series. Make sure you're also keeping an eye on my shorts, because I will be putting polls and extra things up there. I'm gonna go ahead and have some videos of this girl out in the wild so you can really just see how it wears and we can really just test it out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you stick around for the series, and I will see you guys on the next one.
Take it away. What did you do? I just can't get enough.